that story, how the great King Bharat had to suffer, get a life of a deer because of his attachment. So attachment is very, very dangerous. So what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to get attached not to material things but to the Lord. Once we are attached to the Lord, then all our then will not be having this, will not suffer. We'll go to the Lord's land, Lord's world. So that's what our goal should be. So now we'll continue with Krishna's story. So Krishna's story, in the earlier story session, we'll go one chapter at a time. This one is also great. So we had seen about the calf, how Vatsasur had come as a calf, and he was a demon. And before that, he was Pramila. He was cursed by sage Vashist because of he being trying to steal his cow, Nandini. So Nandini had cursed Pramila to become a calf. So he became a Vatsasura demon, and in his next birth, and he came as a calf, and Lord Krishna liberated. So every story of demons which will come in Krishna book is exactly talking about the same thing. You'll have most of the demons who are cursed, and they are actually getting benefited because by being liberated by Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is actually coming and cleaning them up. Whoever has given, so the sages who had given them curse, they are also given them the benediction that Lord Krishna will liberate you. And because Lord is always follows his devotees' words, he has to fulfill the promise, whatever his devotee does. He's coming and he's actually liberating all of them. So this crane also is one of a demon only, and same thing, cursed and getting a benediction that Lord Krishna will come and liberate. So we'll start with this, conquering the crane. One day, Krishna, Balram, and the Gopals were out in the forest with their calves. So this is the age of Lord Krishna is 3 years. So he's at 3 years old, and he's taking care of the calves. And they came to a lake to get some water. To their surprise, they saw a massive creature that looked like a mountain. It was demon Bakasura, a friend of Kamsa. So every demon is actually a friend of Kamsa only, because Kamsa is only sending all demons to Gokul and Vrindavan to kill the children, who had taken the form of a huge crane. It made loud, thunderous noises, and its sharp beak looked as dangerous as a lightning bolt. And his feet were enormous. So this Bakasur has come as a huge crane and crane bird, and creating a lot of noise, and it was looking very, very dangerous. As everyone watched, the crane demon suddenly swooped down and swallowed Little Krishna. So what crane did? It just swallowed Lord Krishna, the child. Fear overwhelmed the other boys, and they almost fainted in separation from their beloved friend Krishna. Even powerful Balram became almost unconscious. Up in the heavens, the Devtas saw the sad scene and cried out, "Oh no, oh no." So everybody is worried. Lord Krishna has been swallowed by this crane bird. So now Devtas also seeing such a thing happening. So now Devtas are coming to help. Indra, the king of Devtas, quickly arrived with his powerful Vajra weapon to confront Bakasura. He struck the demon, causing him to fall. But Bakasura did not die. He got up once more. So most powerful weapon which is of Indra is Vajra, so on which he can kill any demon. But Bakasura did not die with that. Then Lord Brahma appeared and struck Bakasura with his Brahma Danda. So Brahma also has a weapon. He tried to hit them. This blow knocked the demon unconscious for about 1 hour. But he didn't die again. He was only unconscious for 1 hour. Then again he woke up after Lord Brahma's attack also. When Bakasura finally woke up, he stretched and yawned as if he had just woken up from a nap, and then let out a thunderous roar. So he was thinking, somebody has given him a sleep, and he just woke up. Actually, this story, and I have not seen any video on this. So this first time I also realized there was this incident where Devtas actually came to fight Bakasura the crane. So this thing is revealing for me also. So Brahma has also come. Brahma is also hit, and Bakasura after 1 hour wakes up normally, as if he had gone for normal sleep. Then Lord Shiva came with his trident and severed one of the Bakasura's wings. But the demon still lived. So his one wing is cut off, but still Bakasura is alive. Next, the wind god Vayu came and used his weapon to strike the crane demon. See, each Devta who's coming, they are just using their weapon once. They are not hitting multiple times. Once, whatever is damage is happening, that's happening. So next time, the wind god Vayu came and used his wind weapon to strike the crane demon. Bakasur flew away briefly, but then returned. So here also he is saved. Yamraj, the god of death, came and struck Bakasur with his Yamadanda, but even that didn't kill the demon. So demon has survived so many great demigods, coming and hitting him, but still nothing is surviving. Then the powerful sun god Surya appeared and shot 100 sharp arrows at Bakasur's wing, but the demon remained unharmed. So after sun god also, he's unharmed. Then Kubera came with a sharp sword and cut off Bakasur's second wing. So first Lord Shiva cut, now Kubera has come, he has cut his second wing. Yet the crane continued to live, not died, still alive. Next, the moon god Soma used his ice weapon to attack Bakasur. So this also tells, what weapons each Devta has. So Soma has an ice weapon to attack Bakasur, causing the demon to faint from the cold. So it created cold, it was an ice weapon. He fainted, but again, however, he eventually got up again. Afterwards, the fire god Agni struck Bakasur with his fiery weapon, reducing the demon's feathers to ashes. So whatever feathers were left, they became ashes because previously moon gave ice, now fire god is giving heat, and its feathers are burned to ashes, but still he is survived. Finally, Varuna bound Bakasur with a strong rope and dragged him along the ground. While this hurt the wicked demon, he remained alive. So Varun also, he also tried and the demon and dragged him, but still, so many people could not kill Bakasur. So Bakasur is alive and Lord Krishna is in his crane. So see, in the whole thing, Lord Krishna is in his mouth. He has gone, he has been swallowed. So Lord Krishna is inside his beak in the whole fight so far. So now what is Bakasur's previous life? So Bakasur's past life was, in previous life, he was a fierce demon named Utkala. He was born to Hayagriv and was known for defeating many Devtas in battle. So he was known for defeating many Devtas in battle. So here also none of the Devtas was able to defeat him. One day Utkala went to sage Jajali's hermitage, which was located where the Ganga river meets the ocean. So Ganga river meets the ocean near Calcutta, I think, Mayapur side. We say that place is very famous. There's a lot of puja happens where Ganga river meets the ocean, the Bay of Bengal. Despite the sage's repeated warnings, the wicked demon threw a fishing hook into the water and caught a fish. So this is a very sacred place. So nobody does fishing there. So what this demon is doing, Utkala is going there and he's fishing. He's taking caught a fish. And there's a sage, Jajali, who is staying there. Sage Jajali saw this and cursed him, saying, "You consume fish like a crane, so become a crane." In an instant, Utkala was transformed into a crane. Humbled, he fell at the sage's feet and pleaded, "Oh sage, please save me. I didn't realize your immense power." So in the previous chapter, you saw the demon was cursed to become a calf, and immediately became a calf. So here also see the sage at those times were very powerful. So whatever curse they used to give, it used to happen, and whatever benedictions they used to give, that also would happen. But today we don't have those kind of sages, those powerful sages or pure sages who can do that. But Vaishnavas are very powerful. So whatever Vaishnava says, I've seen that thing actually happens. So whatever Vaishnavas will say, so be very careful in dealing with the Vaishnavas or the devotees, because whatever they will say, it generally happens. So here, sages. So now he's pleading. Utkala has become a crane, and he's saying, tell me how you please save me. I didn't realize your power. So one good thing is, immediately he is asking forgiveness. So in every chapter we have seen the demons, one good quality of the demons is, when they do a mistake, when they are hit hard, they seek forgiveness immediately. So in both the scenario, in all these stories we have seen, the demons are asking forgiveness from the sage. So the sage is pleased. The sage is pleased by Utkala's repentance. Repentance is, acceptance of the mistake and seeking forgiveness. Jajali, who had practiced austerities for 60,000 years, revealed a prophecy. He said, in future, at the end of Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna will tend to calves in the Vrindavan forest. He will liberate you from this crane life. So he's giving the benediction, okay, in Dwapar Yuga. So now he was cursed much ahead, maybe in Treta or Satyug. But he's saying in Dwapar Yuga, till that time you will remain a crane life and you will be liberated by Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna comes to Vrindavan. Then the powerful goddess Bhadrakali struck Bakasur with a mace. So now this is Bakasur's past life. So now we are continuing who all are attacking Bakasur. Bakasur is actually has Lord Krishna in his beak, and now the other devtas are coming. So now then the powerful goddess Bhadrakali struck Bakasur with a mace. This blow caused him to faint and fall into a deep coma with his head broken. So now Bakasur actually is not having any wings and his head is broken. However, the wicked and powerful demon eventually revived, shaking his body and roaring like thunder. So Bhadrakali also is saved from after the hit. Subsequently, Kartikeya threw his Shakti weapon at Bakasur, cutting off one of his feet. So now he's having 2 feet, 1 feet is cut, but the demon still didn't die. Roaring angrily, Bakasur chased away all the devtas, making them flee with his sharp beak and thunderous sound as he roared like a storm cloud. So all the devtas attacked. He survived. 2 wings are not there, 1 leg is not there, but he survived. And he has made them run away with his beak, just alone with his beak. Throughout this time, Krishna was inside Bakasura's throat. So Lord Krishna is still inside. Then finally, Krishna comes into action. Then Krishna expanded his form and generated intense heat that burned the crane's throat. Unable to tolerate the pain, the crane vomited Krishna out. So now Lord Krishna does his action. He creates heat and the crane's throat is burned. And with this pain, he just vomits Krishna out. And Krishna is unharmed. He is inside, but he is unharmed. Baka immediately attacked Krishna with his sharp beak, resembling a sword. So still Bakasur is alive. So now he is attacking him with his sharp beak to Lord Krishna. In response, Krishna seized his tail and threw him on the ground. Bakasur got up and opened his beak. Krishna then effortlessly split the crane's beak using both hands like an elephant breaks a tree branch. The demon perished just like a blade of grass snapped by a child. So Lord Krishna, 3 years old, he kills Bakasur, breaks its beak, splits it strongly and kills. So this also gives an indication that Lord Krishna is the Supreme. Same demon, so many devtas came, Devis, devtas, Bhadrakali, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Vayu, fire, the moon god, so many Kartikeyan, everybody came, but they could not kill Bakasur. So Bakasur was a very, very powerful demon. But who could kill? Only Lord Krishna. So this shows that Lord Krishna is the Supreme. So playful liberation of demons as childhood games is the uniqueness of Krishna's pastimes. So very easily he killed. So if you see, he kills Kamsa in future when he kills. Oh, I have not disabled the annotation. So okay, I will have to see how to remove it. Okay, so if you see, when Lord Krishna comes as kills Kamsa, that also he kills him with his hands. He doesn't use any weapon for killing. So he is so powerful. Witnessing Krishna's victory, the devtas in the sky showered flowers upon him, played musical instruments, and offered prayers. Krishna's coward friends were amazed when they saw this unfold. With great excitement, they rushed forward and embraced Krishna, saying, "Dear friend, you have been saved from the clutches of death." Balram and all other Gopas felt as if their life had been restored. In the evening, they all returned to their homes, with their safe and healthy calves. Upon entering their homes, the boys excitedly recounted Krishna's adventures in the forest to their families. The elder Gopas and the Gopis were left in awe, feeling that Krishna and the boys had miraculously returned from the brink of death. They gazed at them with affection. So when the children, when they told the parents, they were amazed. They were shocked and awe. We say, oh, our mouth wide open. What has happened, and they have returned miraculously from the brink of death. Nand Maharaj and other Gopas thought, it's truly astonishing. Despite facing numerous life-threatening situations, this little boy is always safe. Fierce demons who sought to harm him met their own death, just like the flies entering a fire. So you think my son is so amazing, so many demons have come, but they only died. Such big demons. It's appearing like small flies when they enter the fire, they get burned. Something which is happening with the demons. When what Garga Muni predicted is coming true, because he is a great devotee with profound knowledge of the past, present, and future. Its words will never become untrue. So here, this is the qualities of a sages. So the sages, they have the quality that they have the full knowledge of past, present, and future, and with that knowledge, their words will never become untrue. What they say is 100% correct. After the calf, so if you remember in Mahabharata also, when Draupadi, sage comes to meet Draupadi, he blesses her, you take care of your hair, because he knew she will be pulled with the hair. So the sages know what is going to happen in future. So that is this thing. But they always let things to happen as per that, as per the destiny. After the calf demon and the crane demon were liberated, did any other demon attack Krishna? Yes. The next demon didn't just target Krishna, but all the boys and calves as well was a demon. How did Krishna protect himself and the boys and calves? With the page. So we'll go to the next chapter, not now, in the next session. So that is the Python, which will come. So we'll see that story in the next session, and that's a very nice story that has a lot of, not only it also makes Lord Brahma also wonder, how Lord Krishna is able to do so many things. A lesson on tackling distress. The members of the coward community faced, so this is a learning of this chapter. The members of the coward family, the community faced numerous dangers, but they remained untouched by these dangers and maintained their joy. Their secret was their habit of discussing the pastimes of Krishna and Balram with great delight. So what is the solution? The solution is always think about Krishna. So when you think about Krishna, then all your problems will be solved. This deep connection with the Lord shielded them from the countless dangers. Likewise, we follow their example and engage in conversations about Krishna and his extraordinary exploits. We too can find immunity from the challenges of this world. Moreover, we'll also attend the abode of Lord Krishna after leaving this world. This is a way to lead a fulfilling life in this world. So thinking about Lord Krishna, always discussing his pastimes will help us, and we'll always leave this world thinking about Lord Krishna. So Bhishma Pitama, he got the wonderful, when we saw his story, so Lord Krishna personally came in front of him when he was about to leave his body. And in front of Lord Krishna, he left his body. And then we see, you see the life of Bhakt Prahlad. Who were his enemies? His enemies were his own parents, his father. His father was, he wanted to kill him. But he was never bewildered. He was always never worried. So he always he thought about worship Lord Krishna, Vishnu, Lord Krishna. He said, Lord Hari will save me always. So he was always thinking about Lord Hari. He did not bother about this thing. And then he was saved. So today I was listening, what we'd go when we are always worried about the past and always anxious about what is in the present, and always, anxious of the future and tense about the present. So we always think on these lines. We are always having a life of anxiety, tension, stress. So, but if we do devotion, if we listen to Bhagavatam, our stress levels and everything will reduce actually. This helps us reduce and live a little healthy life. So if you see people who are little divine, who go to temples, who listen to kathas, they are mentally strong. They don't go into anxiety. They don't go into depression. So that's the importance of our scriptures. So we'll read this later. So I'll go to that Bhagavatam Katha. Any questions here? So in the previous session, we did Jad Bharat, beautiful story. Again, this today we have a very beautiful story of Ajamil. Ajamil story is an example which is given by many people when they talk about the power of the Lord's name, how chanting of Lord's name knowingly, unknowingly can save people. So this is the story of Ajamil. So we'll listen that. So there was in a place called Kanya Kubja, is a place, there was lived a gentle and learned Brahmana called Ajamil. So Ajamil was a Brahmana in his life, and he was very respectful and kind towards everyone. So, and he was free from bad qualities. Very nice person in his life. And he was married, having a good family. And one day, Ajamil's father, he told him to collect some fruits and flowers from the forest for worship. So, but when he was coming back from the forest, collecting the flowers and fruits, he saw some vulgar scene. So he saw a vulgar scene. There was a prostitute and a man who were in a public space. They were hugging and they were shamelessly behaving at this thing. And both were drunk. They were intoxicated and their dresses were loose. So this is actually, previously this would be this thing, but now though it's actually very dangerous. Now our access to media is so bad, and the movies, they all show such vulgar scenes. Very, very dangerous, not good culture. Like yesterday, I was seeing one song of a movie called Teen Devia, of Devanand. So which is a very old movie, maybe in 1960s or 1950s movie. So when the song starts, song is very nice. It's basically, song is of Khab ho tum ya koi hakikat, kaun ho tum batlao. It's a very beautiful song. But before the song starts, there are men and women around in the hall. All are having a glass of wine in their hand, a cigarette, and there are two boys come to Devanand, who is playing a piano, and they tell him, you take this wine, drink. He says, no, I don't drink. But they force him to drink, and one sip only, he drinks the full wine. So basically, what I'm trying to say, why this media, this movies have actually destroyed our culture. These movies are funded by such companies, like wine companies, beer companies, or nowadays gutka companies. If you see Ajay Devgan, Shah Rukh, many people who do advertisements for these gutka companies, pan masalas and gutkas, because these companies make huge profit. They are selling all kachra. The input cost is hardly anything, and they make a lot of money, and people consume it, and these actors get huge money. And this films, they get a lot of sponsorship from these companies, and they have destroyed, like in particularly I see the Hindi movies is completely destroyed and impacted or influenced by this, whereas South movies, at least they have maintained some culture. I think they are better. But from 1960s, I'm seeing, this media has cultural. So now this vulgar scenes now in our media is so common. So Ajamil was passing from a forest and he sees one vulgar scene, and that gets registered in his head. So he had never seen this in a public place. So when he goes home, but in his house, when he goes, he's always thinking about that scene. And he was so influenced, this thing, he wanted to marry that lady who was actually a prostitute. So he was always thinking of that woman, and he thought, I wanted to marry. So what he did, he goes to the prostitute and brings her in her house as a maid servant so that she can stay there. So that lady stays in the house as a maid servant. Then after some time, he used to give a lot of gifts to this lady, make her happy, and so that she was happy. And he decided to marry her. He had a beautiful wife. He threw all his family members out, and he married her. He was so captivated in this thing because of lust. And Ajamil was actually a Brahman. He was a very pure person. But just one incident in his life, he became like that. How this something can influence. So then after that, this lady, the sinful lady, was cooking his food and he used to eat that food. And if somebody, sinful person, you eat a food cooked by sinful person, the qualities of that person comes into you. So you start doing sins. And when he was doing this, so then he also started doing things. And to feed his family, he started gambling. He started, cheating people and such things. So he became a fraud, burglar, and drunkard, and became very irresponsible. And this is where he continued his life like that. And over a period of time, he became 88 years old, and he had 10 children by then. And at the age of 88, the last child he had was 10 years old, youngest. He was the youngest son. So basically, you can think, at that age, he had one son of 10 years old. And fortunately, he kept the son's name as Narayana. So you remember this story because he kept his son's name Narayana. He was very attached to him. So every time he used to call Narayana, come here, eat food. Narayana, come eat food with me. Come have this juice with me. Have you eaten food? So he was always taking the name of Lord Narayan. He was taking the name of Narayan, his son, but it was the Lord's name. But intentionally, unintentionally, he was taking that. This is the way his life was going on. Suddenly, he became old and he reached the stage of death. So when he reached the stage of death, then Yamdutas, evil-looking, dangerous-looking Yamdutas approached him, and they were just about to take his soul from the body. They tied him with the ropes, and they were taking him for punishments. He immediately called Narayan. So immediately called Narayan his son. He was calling his son. And when he called Narayan, at the same time, Vishnudutas, 4 Vishnudutas appeared. So these 4 Vishnudutas, beautiful-looking people with 4 arms and gems and this thing, they appeared and they were looking so beautiful. And they appeared and they immediately stopped the Yamdut. So now the Yamduts, and now suddenly Yamduts and Vishnuduts are facing each other. So the important thing we'll see is, how keeping children's name in the name of Lord is so important, so beneficial for the parents actually. Parents should keep the names of children on God. It is very useful, it will help them only. But nowadays people keep short names or names with no meanings, no sense. So be very careful. So here, the Lord is very merciful. Although Ajamil was never a devotee, not a devotee of the Lord, he was calling Narayan to his child, but Lord Narayan is always merciful. He's saying, no, he's called Narayan. So he sent his Vishnuduts. So now Vishnuduts and Yamduts are discussing, and Ajamil is watching them. So Ajamil is there, he's watching them. Then Yamduts ask them here, who are you? From where have you come? We are the authority to take the life. So how come you have come here and you are stopping us? So, and Yamduts are saying, we are the only authorized people. We are the authorized police. Nobody else has the rights. And we are reporting to Yamaraj. So then Vishnudutas answered them that, we are Vishnudut and you claim to be the servants of Yama, but you don't know Dharam. You don't know what is the difference between Dharma and Adharma. So now the Vishnuduts are answering them, the Vishnuduts are telling Yamduts, do you know the difference between Dharma and Adharma? They say, yeah, we know this person was always doing sins and we are punishing him. And as per anything, Vedas are given to humanity directly by Lord Narayan. So they know Lord Narayan is supreme. Vedas are given by them. And the person who follows the Vedas is, whatever is prescribed in the Vedas is Dharma, and anything which is opposite is Adharma. And then they also say there are witnesses in our life. So when Yamduts come, when Yamraj makes our, balance sheet or whatever, good karmas, bad karmas they have done, so they have witnesses. So who are those witnesses? The witnesses are the sun, the fire, the sky. They are all watching us. Air, the devtas, the moon, evening, day, night, water, the super soul, and the Yama. So if we feel, nobody is watching us, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 witnesses who are watching us continuously. The super soul who is there within our heart, Yama, and all these witnesses. So whenever anything which we do, we are being witnessed by these people, and they will come in front of Yamraj to give Gawai, what you say. They will be telling about what we have done. So we cannot bluff those people. So therefore, the candidates are for punishment are those who are confirmed by these witnesses to have performed adharma. Ajamil performed many sinful acts without undergoing any atonement. So we must take him to hell. So he did lot of sins, but he did not do any atonement. Where did he take did any chanting? Where did he listen to Bhagavad Katha? He didn't do anything. He was only doing sins. So he deserves to go to hell and has to be punished. So now Vishnu Dut are replying to Yamdut. Ajamil has atoned for millions of lifetimes of sins just by uttering the name of Narayan. Helplessly. One thing is, he is helplessly calling the name of Narayan. When he saw you, even previously, whenever he called his son, he uttered the holy name of Narayana affectionately. By such chanting, although done unintentionally, he is purified of all his sinful reactions. That's the power of chanting the holy name. Simply by chanting the name of Lord Vishnu, even sinful persons attract the attention of the Lord, who enthusiastically gives him all protection. Therefore, do not take Ajamil to hell. By chanting the name of Narayan, he is free of all sinful reactions. Just see the power. By unintentional chanting, Vishnu Duts are coming and stopping Yamduts. And if we do chanting intentionally, the benefits, we'll get amazing benefits. We'll not only get Vaikuntha, we get the benefit of serving the Lord in his personal abode. So that is the power. So then Vishnu Dut also continued. A person who chants the name of the Lord while falling, slipping, traveling in pain or being injured will not suffer hellish punishment. So in any situation, he's falling, slipping, or he's in pain or injured. As a fire burns dry grass to ashes, the Lord's holy name burns all sinful reactions, whether chanted knowingly or unknowingly. So if somebody puts a hand in the fire or fire burns him, in both the situations, the fire, he'll be getting burned. Same way, chanting, to chant intentionally, unintentionally, he will get the benefit. If you see Valmiki, when he was Ratnakadagu, he chanted the name of Lord Ram by saying Mara, Mara, Mara. But he got amazing benefits power out of it. Because chanting actually purifies our heart. Chanting is a medicine for purifying our heart. Our heart is highly polluted because we are in this material world. We cannot having a pure heart is very, very difficult. But it's only chanting which makes our heart pure. Having this established, so Yamduts released Ajamil and Vishnu Dut. So Ajamil was very happy. He could listen, and so Yamduts also left. Vishnu Dut also left, and Ajamil bowed to bowed in front of Vishnu Dut, and he was, and then Vishnu Dut disappeared. And now Ajamil got a shock of his life. Now he realized, what wrong things I was doing. And now he understood what is the thing to do. So many people, he first thought, this is a dream. But he said, no, this really happened. So this name of Lord Narayan has saved me. So Jamil's heart became pure now. He had a gratitude toward Vishnu Dut. And now he said, now I have got a second chance of my life and I will not waste. So immediately he left his house. He went to Haridwar and he spent time of 12 years for chanting and devotion to Lord Vishnu. And after 12 years, he passed away and he could go to Vaikuntha. So this was the benefit Ajamil got by just taking the name of Lord Narayan, as also he was a son. Ajamil's story is an exceptional example of Lord's mercy. But this message should not encourage a sinful life. We should not feel that, we take the name of the Lord, we do sins and then take the name of the Lord. We do sins and that's not correct. If we do that intentionally, we will not be saved. So this we have to be very careful. So only we should do sinless chanting. Yeah, Edith, you have raised your hand.
Prabhuji, was this in Kali Yuga, or which Yuga was this in?
Sorry, I'm not able to understand. Come again, please.
Which Yuga was Ajamil doing these sinful activities in?
Which year you're saying?
Yuga.
Which Yuga? Actually, it's not mentioned in this. because see, in Bhagavatam now the stories are not in a synchronized order. It's not as per the yuga. So this I not very sure if which yuga this was. I'll have to check because it's not mentioned. Like many places, you can feel it is Satyuga. Like Ramayana, we know it is Treta Yuga. Mahabharata happened in Dwapar Yuga, but this event of Ajamil actually it's not mentioned. So maybe let me check with somebody to see which yuga this happened. But main is focus on the learning from this. We'll focus on what is the learning out of this, how powerful the chanting is. Yeah. And here I feel, the South Indians are very nice. They keep that children's name on the name of Lord, and very nice. They'll keep Badi Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan, Shiva, Karthikeyan. They'll have all beautiful South Indian names and they do it religiously. So now, after this happened, so now young youths who were there, they had an ego clash. They felt, how come we have been defeated in our life? This such a thing has never happened. Whenever we go to take somebody, we have always brought him up, brought that person. The first time somebody has taken away, this thing. So they were actually down with depression. They went to Yamraj. So Yamraj, they go them and they question him, how many people are there for punishing sinful people? We thought you are the only one and we are working under you. We are the only authority. So how comes, who all are there? And they told them about, there was one Vishnu Dut, they came and when Ajamil chanted Narayan and those 4 men came and saved him. How can this be? So then Yamraj listened to them peacefully. Then he told them, Lord Narayan, Vishnu is the supreme. So whenever somebody chants, worships Lord Vishnu, he will always be saved by them. So as Yamdut, we are supposed to ignore them. We are not supposed to go near people who take the name of the Lord, who are devoted to the Lord. So these people are actually the Vishnu Duts are even worshipped by the Devatas. And they protect the Lord's devotees from enemies and all difficulties. So then he explained about the Vishnu Duts. And then the Yamduts asked, if they protect the devotees, then why are they favoring adharma by saving a sinful man like Ajamil? Then Yamaraj answered, no one can perfectly understand dharma except the Mahajanas or pure devotees. So only the pure devotees can understand dharma. The ultimate dharma of a living being is to perform devotional service unto the Lord. Bhakti begins by chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no need to search for proof. Ajamil is a direct example. Although sinful, Ajamil was liberated from the ropes of death just by chanting the name of Narayan. Yamaraj continued, those who perform bhakti unto Lord Vishnu or Krishna or Ram or any other form of the God are beyond my jurisdiction. So we know now if you take the names of Lord Vishnu 1,000 times, it is equal to 1 time taking the name of Lord Ram. If you take the name of Lord Ram 3 times, it is equivalent to taking the name of Lord Krishna 1 time. So if you take the name of Lord Krishna, it is the most powerful. So they are beyond this jurisdiction. Even if they sin, they are protected by chanting the Lord's holy name. So please never try to arrest devotees. They are constantly protected by the Lord's club called Kaumodaki. Therefore, Lord Brahma, I, and even the time factor cannot punish. And thus, he instructed them about Lord Krishna. So who is there? Whom should you bring me to for punishment to Yamraj? You should bring to me for punishment those who never worshipped Lord Krishna, never chanted his name or qualities, never remembered him or bowed down to him. Considering himself and the servants to be offenders, Yamraj, then begged forgiveness from the Lord and he requested Lord Narayan to forgive him and that he be treated a devotee. And this is a very important lesson. So here we learn empathy from Yamraj. Also, this Yamdut came angry, on him, but he empathetically explained to them what is the right position. So here there's one more story of once Hanuman and Narad Muni were talking. So Narad Muni was telling Hanuman, how come you burnt so many people in Lanka? That's a big sin you did. So then Hanuman explains to them, killing, I didn't kill anybody. I killed the people who were killed there were actually dead bodies. Who are dead bodies? Dead bodies are people who don't take the name of the Lord. So they said they were all people who were never taking the name of the Lord. So they're actually dead bodies. They were already dead. So burning dead bodies is not a sin. So here also Yamraj is saying, I will punish people who don't take the name of the Lord. And also Yamraj is the brother of, who is Yamraj's sister? We have heard this earlier, I think. Who is Yamraj's sister?
Yamuna.
Yes, Yamuna. Yamuna Marani is the sister of Yamraj. So Yamuna Marani has taken has a benediction that whoever takes bath in Yamuna river, Yamraj will never disturb him. Yamraj will not take him. So bathing in Yamuna this thing, and worshipping Yamuna is the most important. And Yamuna is the only Yamuna Rani is the only one who was with Lord Krishna throughout. She was there in Vrindavan, she is there in Dwarka, she is there in Mathura, she is there in Dwarka also. Dwarka as his wife. So Yamuna is always there. So now
I would like to add a story.
Sorry?
Kirit was asking in which yuga now. So this story is relevant even in this yuga also. Some years back, I don't know how many years, but in Kali only recently, some 100 years back or maybe less than that, like this happened in Vrindavan. There was a man who used to live in Punjab side, Haryana or Chandigarh. So he had a wife. Her name was Kishori. So he used to love her a lot. So one day she died, and he became quite what you say, morose, and he used to cry always. Where are you, Kishori? Where are you, Kishori? So he used to cry always, Kishori, 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 his wife's name. So one person heard one day, and he thought like Radharani's one name is Kishori. So he thought he's telling Kishori, remembering Radharani or something. So he said, you want Kishori, you go to Vrindavan. So he went to Vrindavan, and there used to shout like mad, Kishori, Kishori, where are you, Kishori? So Radharani heard it, and he sent Lalita Devi and told her to relieve him, like give him some benedictions. So where Lalita Devi told Radharani, but he's calling out to his wife. He's not calling out to you. She said, so what? It's my name, Kishori. So he must be calling out to me. So Lalita Devi went and gave him bhakti. And that after that day, that person was became devoted to Radharani, and his name became Kishori Baba. Till now, there is a name famous, Kishori Baba in Barsana. It's a recent story.
So these incidents actually show, how powerful, how merciful the Lord is. Yes, Mataji. So now what we'll do a video